Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be doing a video for everyone that has a copy of my flipping guide, which has my TSM groups and operations for flipping in retail World of Warcraft. For the past few weeks now, I've been adding items to the groups or season 2 items to the groups and a bunch of other items. And I've also been trying out a new operation for posting these flipped items. So I've played around with this operation for the past 3 weeks now, and it is working a lot better than my old operation. So I've made a big improvement to the posting operation. It is still going to not allow you to post for less than what you paid for the item. So it's always going to post the items at a profitable price. But now it's actually going to take into consideration the region sale average price also, and also the region market value average. So for an example, how it was set up before is it would only post items at a profitable price no matter what, but it didn't take into consideration the region market value price. So what it does now is it will still only post items at a profitable price, but it'll also take into consideration the region market value price. So before, say for an example, if you bought an item for 1 gold, and this item was worth, let's say, 100,000 gold, it would take into consideration only you paying that 1 gold for the minimum price. So it would, for an example, only allow you to post it if it is over 2 gold or more. Now you can see where there was an issue with that, because if you bought items for very cheap, it would still repost them, or allow you to repost them for very cheap, even though it was at a profitable price. Now it will take into consideration the market price, or the region market price for the item, and it will only allow you to post it at a very high price, but it will also keep in consideration what you paid for the item and only allow you to post it at a profitable price compared to what you paid for it. Basically, I've tweaked it around quite a lot and improved it a lot. I've also changed up how the operation works for the plus speed items, for the War Within plus speed items. So that's a big change there. So let's, for an example, have a look at some of these items. Let's find one I paid barely anything for. So this is a great example right here. You can see I picked up this recipe for 3 gold. But you can see the minimum price it's going to post this at is at 10,000 gold, 808 gold. Where before, the minimum price would be as low as, it would have been like 5 gold for this item. So you can see where it really helps, taking into consideration the region market value average price. And so that's a great example right there. Let's go ahead and actually post some items up on the auction house. This is enough in our bags. And I'll actually show you the other groups while we're here. So as you can see, I've played around with the actual War Within groups. I've added some new groups here. These are season 1 groups. I just added these items that you could get in season 1 because this group right here, this one where it says item level 610 weapons, these are still actually the highest item level weapons you can get on the auction house that are BOE. So these can actually be alright items to flip. I would stay away from these two right here, but this one with the highest item level is definitely a good option. For an example, let's go into weapons here and let's go ahead and sort this from the highest item level. So for an example, there is none even on this realm at that item level. As you can see, the highest is the 603, but there are some items that you can get that are actually 610. We can go ahead and look at the groups here. So it's these items right here. So these actually are the highest item level BOEs that are weapons that you can currently get on the auction house. So this is a nice little group to play around with. We also have all of the season 2 stuff here. Now I've set this up a bit different than season 1. So we have obviously the BOEs, the normal like green and blue BOEs you can get. So the item level 597s, the 600s and the 603s. But how I've set these up a bit different is that I have the plus speed and I actually have a subgroup for the druid speed set. As you can see before, we just had all of the different items that have plus speed mixed in together. So these new groups just have leather items or items that can be worn by a druid. So this is actually very useful because obviously the main people buying plus speed sets are going to be your druids that are trying to get their speed set. So let's go ahead and actually select all of them and run a shopping scan on them, and I'll show you what I mean by these new groups. And we can go ahead and buy one of these items. Okay, so as you can see right here, if we hover over these are like fingers, necks, leather waist. So it would be like items that everyone can wear, like necks, rings, and then obviously all the leather pieces. Where before we had it mixed in with like cloth, plate, but the other categories of plus speed items that like other races, other classes can use, they aren't really that good for flipping. The ones you want to focus on are ones that druids can actually use for their speed set. So this will make it a lot better. And if you actually have a look by hovering over my TSM tooltip, you can actually see my operation for the plus speed items. So the minimum price is 10,000 gold, and then the average price, the normal price, is 50,000. So if there's no competition, it's going to be posting them for 50,000 gold, and then it will undercut all the way up to 100,000 gold. This works a lot better doing it like this. But as you can see with this search, we can actually pick up a mace, which is item level 603, and it has plus speed. It's a one-handed mace, which druids can use with an offhand for their plus speed. So we can go ahead and buy that item. TSM is still a bit buggy when it comes to buying the War Within BOEs, even if they're plus speed or normal ones with the TSM. So you just want to spam click it. But as you can see, we went ahead and we bought that for only 300 gold. And we'll be able to repost that for 50,000 gold on this realm. So nice little flip right there. However, in this video, we're not doing any flipping. It's all about the groups and the operations for TSM. So as you can see, we've got all these. We still have the plus speed groups. So if you just select the plus speed one, it's going to select all of the ones with plus speed and then also the druid speed sets. But obviously, if you just want to search the druid speed sets, you have the option to do that now, which works a lot better. We've added all of the raid BOEs also. So we've got all of the different runs, all the way from looking for raid, all the way up to the mythic pieces, as you can see right here. Now these are great items to flip, obviously. So these groups are very important. So they're the main items that we've added to the groups. I've also added a group, well, I've added some items to the groups that were just missing and improved them, but I've also added a new group, which is other items. And now what I've been doing with this group is everything that I'm buying on Flipping Power that isn't in my groups already, I'm actually just adding them to this group. So we've got some really, really nice items here. Now, like some items that I never would have thought about flipping is like the big iron fishing pole. We bought this for 20 gold using Flipping Power. And as you can see, we should be able to resell that for around 30,000 gold, which is nice. But just these random items that I just never thought about making the groups, but when using Flipping Power, they actually are great deals. Same with like the crafted items. So in my transmog groups, all of these, in like these specific groups up here, these have no crafted items in them. So any of the crafted items that I get for really cheap using Flipping Power, I just go ahead and add them to this group. So if you want to know how to actually add items to this new group, and say for an example you're buying a Flipping Power or another tool like you're using Point Blank Sniper or something, you obviously can do the normal way where you just click on the group and then anything that is not in the group, so you can see right here, so you'd click it and then you would click add. Or another way you can do it, if you want to add certain items in here that you know you're going to be buying, you go to base group, you go ahead, search the item here. So let's say we wanted to add this axe for an example. We click on the axe and then we select the new group, which is this group right here, which is called other items. And then you click on move one item to that group. So this is a great thing that you can do with this group. It's basically just a filler group that you can fill up with some items that may not already be in my specific groups. But I pretty much cover all the good items in my groups anyways. There's just some strange items that I never thought about flipping, like these items right here. Also another big change that I've done with the Season 2 BOEs. Now, how I did this last time in Season 1 is I added specific item levels. Well, specific items. So it would go off the certain stats rolled on the different item levels. So say for an example, you had an item that was item level 564 and it rolled crit. And you had the same item and it rolled haste. They would class as two different like items in the group. How I've done it in Season 2 is that I've done it off the item level. So say you have the same item level item that is item level 603, it's only going to post one of these on each auction house. So instead of undercutting, say, an item level piece that has item level 603 and it's got crit and you have that item, instead of just undercutting that specific item, it's going to undercut the same item with all the different stats rolled at item level 603. Now this works a lot better and you end up spreading your BOEs out across a lot more different realms and you get a lot more sales doing it this way. So I found this to be a great improvement on the Season 2 groups for the BOEs. Now a few things about the BOE groups. I'm still obviously adding items to the plus speed items. There are just so many different variants that it takes a lot of hours to actually put all of these items and sort them by like plus speed, by the druid set and things like that. So there are some missing. Now if you do end up buying them and you want to add them to a specific group, obviously it's the same thing. Say you find an item piece that is for the druid plus speed set. What you want to do for the plus speed set, it is specific item. So you would go like this and then you would add the specific item into that group. If it is in the base group, you want to go off item level. That's how I have it set up already. And that's how you want to do this when adding items to these groups yourself. But over time, I will end up adding all the items myself. There is like thousands of them. The majority of them are already added. I'm pretty sure most of like the ones that go off item level are added in all three of these. However, I think there may be some missing that are in the druid plus speed set and the plus speed with all the different specific items. As you can see, like there's a bunch of these. If we go to plus speed, like these are all the ones with plus speed. There's a lot to go through. Another new thing that I've added, I've made their own operation for all of your War Within BOEs. Basically before they were just sharing the same operation, the posting operation, as like all the other items. It was like my main operation. But now I've made a specific one for the War Within BOEs, and these go for a lot higher price and a lot higher percent that it's trying to get for these items. Basically a lot better deals, where this operation wouldn't work on say an item that is worth say 5 million gold, because it would post it for gold cap because it's such a high percent increase. So I've made this specific for the War Within BOEs and you get a lot better price for them now. We can actually go ahead and have a look at the operations. So now we have the new and improved like main one, which is Flipping Guide Boophie, and then we have the improved plus speed items, and then we also have the brand new War Within BOEs. And this actually also now it only posts for, I think it's 24 hours, where before it actually posted for 48 hours. And that was taking a lot of profit away from the deposit cost. So I just checked, I've actually got it set to only post for 12 hours. So you're really going to save a lot of gold on the deposit cost when you're posting your War Within BOEs. And because they're such a popular item, they do tend to get undercut very quickly. So having this set to the lowest possible posting amount of time is going to save you a lot of gold, which is a great improvement to the operations. Let's actually go ahead and post some of these items. We'll run post scan. As you can see, all of the plus speed items that I've got in my inventory at the moment, I've been stocking up on these. Only spending like under a couple thousand gold each for these, sometimes 100 gold, a couple hundred gold. We're posting these at 50,000 gold each, and these have been selling extremely well. I actually will make a video about how I've been able to buy so many of these. I've been using flipping power, and there's a super good way with flipping power we can stock up on these for extremely cheap. Obviously these are all for your druid plus speed sets, and like there's a lot of profit to be made with flipping these, but I will make a video about that in the future. So this update is going to be in my obviously going to be in my flipping guide. If you already have this, it has been moved over to goldcap.com. So about 2 weeks ago, I moved it over to Goldcapped, and I sent out emails of people, if they already owned it, they can get it for free over on Goldcapped. I gave everyone a code. If you are someone that already owns my retail flipping guide, but you have not yet got it on Goldcapped, then just reach out to me on Discord and I'll give you a code where you can get it completely for free on Goldcapped if you already owned it over on Gumroad, where it was posted before, because all future updates are going to be on this version of the guide over on goldcap.com. So I will have a link for this down below in the description box for everyone that already owned a copy, so you can head over here And basically how it will work is you click on buy now, and then with the code that I have sent to you already, or that I will send you if you reach out to me on Discord, that you click on have a coupon, and then you add the coupon code here. It will make it completely for free. And then you want to, if you don't already have an account on Goldcapped, you want to fill out this information here, and this will be your Goldcapped login information. And you'll be able to log in and access the guide. So if you go back to the page for the guide, so let's go to the flipping guide, and then you click on access now. It will ask you to log in here with your account. You simply log in and you'll be able to access the flipping guide over on goldcapped.com. Also, if you're someone that just has the flipping training course, so the video training course, the operations are also, well, the TSM string with the operation and groups, they're also going to be updated in this guide, obviously, which is now over on goldcapped.com also. So this video obviously was just for the people, just updating you and letting you know that the groups and operations have been updated to go ahead and get your updated version. Now, if you don't already own the flipping guide, you can go ahead and get a copy of it. I teach you everything you need to know about flipping in retail World of Warcraft. You obviously get my TSM groups and operations, my point blank sniper groups that have got like all these different groups for sniping. You can actually go ahead, have a quick look at those too. Let's go ahead, open up point blank sniper here. And we've got all of these different groups that you can get access to, and a bunch more useful information in the flipping guide. And then the flipping training course is basically a 6-hour long training course, which is all video format, which shows you step by step how to do cross round flipping in retail World of Warcraft. It shows you everything you need to know, how to set everything up, how to do every single little step. So I'll link those both down below in the description box. But that was it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.